Hello, my name is Zainab Adshibere and this is Zee'S Weekly. Thank you so much for watching my last video. Oh my god, I was really scared of uploading that video because of how long the video was. I know, I'm sorry. But you guys actually watched it and I got some positive feedbacks from the video. Like, thank you so much. I'm glad that you were able to learn one or two things from the video or even more. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I talked about power of beauty in my last video, so you could watch it and then come back to this if you haven't done that. If this is your first time, like I said earlier, this is his weekly. Please kindly subscribe to this channel, yes, and there's a tiny little bell by the side, notification bell. Please kindly click on it so that you'll be able to get pop up whenever my beautiful face comes up again. I know. Well, anyway, today's topic or this week's topic is something that I had to practically live, like something I had to experience myself. So yeah, I'm talking from a place of experience, and I hope it will bless you. So today's topic is your mind is a vault. Wait, is it vault now or vault? Baby, help me.
Fault.
Vault for because he has been insulting me that me I'm using Igbo accent. I had to ask him. So your mind is a vault. Abby, did I get
Harry.
it? Your mind is a vault, and um, what is a vault? If you are familiar with movies, at least we used to watch film now. It's not like I'm like, talking to people from cave. Don't mind me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know why did I say that. But anyway, if you watch movies like Money Heist, it's not advert I'm doing for them. But yeah, if you watch movies like that and you see how their central bank, how they save their valuables like the gold, the money, like the security they had to breach, they had to go do to be able to get into the safe. Yes, that's the kind of what I'm talking about. But the good thing when I was checking for the word, because I really wanted to understand this topic. So when I was checking for the word, I realized that a vault is not only where you keep like probably money. Like certain people keep their loved ones, people that they feel this person is so dear to me. They can actually keep them in a vault. So you also have dead people in a vault, and then you have your valuables. I mean, there are different kind of securities that you put, security measures that you put. Some people just put Baba Gates man at the gates just to be watching it. Some people will say, some people are more sophisticated and very, intentional. They will use thumbprints. Some people they have trust issues, like they don't trust anybody. They put Lisa. You just think of passing there like this, bro. To just cut you or just fall down and die. And some people they believe that no, let me be the only one, let my brain be the only one that will capture this security. Like I don't know who what second chance here, one to Bopra that year. You see that place, the man opened one at the back of there's a like a bookshelf, and then when he moves it, there's a wall. Then when he moves the wall, there's a safe. Then there's now a lock that will turn that you have to turn. You have to have the combinations to the lock before it opens. You see all the measures that people put because of the things that they consider to be valuable to them. That is how we should picture our minds. That's how we should that's how we should say we should put our mind. That's what our mind is supposed to be. Because out of the abundance of the heart, or in this case, the mind, the mouth will speak. So whatever you throw into your mind, whatever you think about, or another word says, as a man thinks, so is he. So your thought pattern and the things and the kind of information that you give yourself, or the kind of information that you allow into your mind, determines the outcome of your life. So if you're the kind of person that you're easily influenced by things that happen, let me give you an example. Like like me and my husband, I want to use it as a scenario. My husband has this very, very strong view. He's kind of person that, you know, is I don't know, it's like he has put some barricade in his head that irọ́, let me speak Yoruba, irọ́ say like is a lie o. No matter what I'm seeing around me, I've fortified my mind to always think positive. My husband kind of person, no matter the situation, you just be seeing him smile. But for someone like me that I had to learn and I'm still learning because it's a process. If everything is just upside down like this, for example, last week my house was in, let me use the word quagmire. It was in a beautiful mess. In case you don't understand English too much, no, we are learning English these days. In case you're not understanding English too much, my house was in a beautiful mess. And then I just started thinking, why is my house like this? Imagine, from seeing that view of why is my house like this, it actually grew into why is my life like this. Then it had a lot of progression. Then I started thinking, what's going on, and I started thinking negatively. I started carrying a long face. I was just being angry unnecessarily. You see the difference? My husband is kind of person like he has trained his mind to a point where he has put a barricade. And me, I don't even know how to put a barricade. So I now began to think like, how can I grow past this? Because I cannot just allow certain things to just come into my mind and I just start acting on them. Some people are wired that way, but that's a wrong way of living because you have to guard your heart, and it involves diligence. It involves you persistently working at it. Because if negative thoughts come into your head, you have to have something because your mind is never an idle ground. There's always something stored up there, either positive or negative. You cannot just say I'm just there. Nobody is just there. Something is going on. There's always an activity in the mind. Either, for example, some people, no matter how idle you are, you might even your mind start making you process. Either you need to sleep now, or you need to eat, or you need to move out, or you need to wash your clothes. That's how detailed your mind is. Your mind sometimes. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. Things I go through. Anyway, hope you enjoyed her beautiful voice. So your mind begins to tell you, like, oh, for example, when you set your alarm and you want to sleep, before your alarm wakes you up most time, you're already awake because your mind has a way of functioning based on the information that you give it. So just imagine if you begin to filter your mind and you begin to censor the kind of things that go on in your mind. So when I realized that this kind of thing, this when I began to see that how I think or whatever thought how I think that's a reflection of who I am, I had to begin to create certain measures. So what are the measures that I put in place? For me, I started to limit the kind of things that I watch. There was even a time where I went on social media fast. What I mean by social media fast, I just went off social media. I could still use my phone, but I was off social media because I wanted to limit the kind of information that were coming to me. And then after I did that, when I went back to social media, I realized that they were still the same information that I was getting. So I was like, okay, going off it did not help me, but I had to be intentional about certain information that I received. So what did I do next? I went to my followers, or the people that my people I'm following rather, and I began to edit. I started removing some people. Some people, it was just they were just only bringing gossip to me. It wasn't like they were adding to me based on I've mapped out my life. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve. It wasn't helping me, so I started taking them off. I started putting measures. I began to discipline myself. There are certain movies, no matter, even if they're talking about, even if the whole world is standing still about them, and there's some certain information in that movie that I know that will affect my mind. I have disciplined myself, or I'm still disciplining myself. I feel like I'm so perfect in it yet. I've been able to help discipline myself in such a way that I don't watch the movie. I will not even sit down with this in the first place because I'm trying to guard what goes on. You see the kind of laser activities that I'm doing. It sometimes it's painful, it's not pleasurable. Certain things like You too, you want to feel like me too, I'm there and I know what is happening. But you just have to tell yourself that based on, because you know that whatever you think about is who you are. And another word that really helped me was guard your heart, like guard your heart with all diligence, with all tenacity, with all efficiency. Let me use that word, because out of it flows the issues of life. So what are the issues of life? Either positive or negative, either good or bad. Because whatever you think about is whatever comes out of you, that is exactly who you are. So you might be saying, I am this, I am that, I'm successful. And in your mind, nobody sees you in the corners. You just, maybe when you go to the toilet or something, only you are thinking about the negative things. No matter how much you say those positive things, what you're thinking about is way more important than the things that you say, because what you think about is you. So you have to look for measures. These are my own example. If you're going to work with it, it's fine. I'm open to it, but you have to sit down and understand the kind of person you are first. You cannot just take someone's blueprint. Many people can say, "Oh, people have come to talk about positive affirmations. It worked for them." So people have come to talk about how they had to go away from certain circles, go away from certain people. It worked for them. But who are you? If you don't even understand who you are in the first place, how would you be able to take measures that will be profitable for you to begin to guard your heart like the vault that is supposed to be? How do you begin to do that? How do you begin to censor your thought patterns? How do you begin to, grow as a person? Because whatever you are at this moment or at this age is as a result of the level of thought patterns that have carried you through. So if you want to now go, maybe if you want to, you are thinking about your next, let's say, 10, 15 years, there are some certain things that you have to do away with. There's some certain thoughts, some certain cultural beliefs, in fact, some certain experiences, maybe based on pain, maybe if the kind of person that, for example, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of your situation, but if you are like job hunting, you've been looking for work all the time, as in for a long time, let's say 4, 5, 6 years, you just have a way of feeling that, oh, you are a failure and there's no way out for you. You see, your thought pattern is the reason why, is one of the reasons why it keeps happening like that, because you've already told yourself that, I'm a failure, or the person is a failure, and it keeps happening. Another example, when I was pregnant for my daughter, my first child, Zoe, I went to see someone at the hospital, a family friend, and then she was just telling me how, when you want to give birth, it's painful. It is this one, it is that one. Immediately, I just told her it can be painful for other people, but it is not painful for me, because I believe I'm not going to go through that such rigorous pain because I want to give birth. I cannot imagine myself. I'll be She was like, you pull your head and the pain. I told her, you might have gone through that pain because she has grown up kids. And like, you might have gone through that pain, but me, Zainab, I will not go through that, because that is not what God told me. And that is not what I'm telling myself. It's going to be easy. And my first Zoe was super easy. Then my second child, oh my god, super, super easy, like giving birth. So it's what you think about most times. I'm not trying to say most women that, I understand how there are um different experiences in childbirth. But I'm saying that most time it's based on the information that we have received. That's why we are experiencing the things that we are experiencing. I hope you get my gist. So don't nobody should just come at me and saying I'm insensitive, women rights. I'm trying to say the reason why is based on the information we have received. Your mothers have told you it was painful, so you just believe it was painful. It would be painful for you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that, oh, you get. So, I hope that I'm able to make you understand how important this thing called mind, or that thing that people always say, the thing dey your mind, that thing wey dey your mind. I hope I'm going the pigeon way so that we really understand this. I hope you know how important it is, that the kind of things that are in there, the kind of things that come out. I pray that you'll be able to come to a point where it's just positive vibes. Oh my god, positive vibes only, like no negativity around you. Because when you start to think that way, trust me, your life, it will be like a 360 degree. Your life will just take like one full circle turn, and when you come back, you realize that, oh, how did I get here? But it's not a day's job. It's just like going to the gym. You can't build muscle in a day. You can't. A woman cannot get pregnant today and give birth immediately. There's growth. There's a process. I'm still in my process. I'm not fully mature in it yet, but I'm just trying to tell us that we can grow into these things. We should also watch the things, certain music we listen to. For some people, I know someone who told me that he had to cut out some certain kind of music that he listened to because it was not helping him be a productive person. So that's why I'm saying that you have to understand yourself. I can't say, okay, this is the blueprint, follow my pattern. Some people, it was words of affirmation that got them out, which is very important. There's a place for that. But you have to know yourself. You have to understand what informs you first and what makes you think the way you're thinking, and how, and you have to learn and know the way to filter it. Hope you get my drift, sha. And I pray that if you even if you're in the point where your mind has been captured, like you cannot even come out of the negative thoughts, I pray right now for you. I ask that God that helped me. I know what negative thinking is. I pray that it begins to breathe on your mind. I set you free from every negativity, anything that makes you belittle yourself, anything that makes you feel like everything around you is small and you don't think the way God sees you, don't think like God, you don't have that creativity in you to think positive things. I break your mind from it right now, and I ask that God breathes on you, breathes on your mind, that you begin to see things positively. And I pray that whatever is informing you, whatever thing that's bringing the wrong information to you, I pray that God begins to separate you from them. He begins to remove you from them. He begins to bring you to a place where you understand yourself as a person, and He begins to give you directions and wisdom on where to go. And I pray that God helps you. And whenever I feel like somebody's watching me right now and you're going through a state of depression and you feel like you want to kill yourself because there's no way out, I break that spirit away from you, and I ask that God in His infinite mercies will bring you to a place where you begin to recognize yourself, where that spirit of depression leaves you. It's not a thing of God. That thing that wants you to kill yourself, you will not take your life because God has abundance for you. I pray right now, I pray against that spirit of depression, that suicidal spirit upon your life. I pray against it. I speak to your mind. I speak like, let the mind of Christ be in you. Let God begin to work on your mind and work on your thought pattern in the name of Jesus. I know that I have people that are not Christians that are watching this, but this is how God has helped me. And I pray that He helps you to, irrespective of the religion that you're practicing. But I pray that you come to understand the light of God, and you come to understand God, you come to understand it's Jesus that helps in Jesus' name. I hope that you've been blessed by my video, and if you need to reach out to me and talk more about this for me to put more light to it, I'm willing. And if you have anyone you feel like is a mentor to you that you can talk to, it's fine. So far that the goal is for all of us to grow together. So far you're growing, so far you're thinking positively. That's just what's important. It's not about me being the center of attention. No, it's about you becoming a better person. I pray that your mind will be fortified, that there'll be a fortification around your mind, and you begin to think positively in Jesus' name. So till I see you next week, do have an amazing day, and always remember, please learn how to barricade your mind. Put measures, barricade it so that you seriously, so that you'll be able to grow and evolve into who God has called you and made you to be. So have a lovely week ahead. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for all the love. And if this video has blessed you, share it. Yes, don't be stingy, share it. Let other people too be blessed. Have an amazing week, guys. I love you all. Bye.